Hey man, you need to hear this. If you're looking for fast, cheap, and reliable MUT coins, I highly recommend to check out my sponsor, DMC, Discount MUT Coins, and use code 187 for 10% off at checkout.
Joe Rice, just 22 years old, from Taylorsville, Georgia. Normally I'm on the same plane with them coming out, and I go through Atlanta, but for some reason I went direct coming into Houston. I'm starting to wise up. On the leaderboard, Cecil, he was 31-1. So in this mode, to get to this point, he's only lost one game.
That's very impressive. Now, we'll see what he can do today. If he can still live up to his name, to his greatness. So I'm interested to see how he does today. But we'll see what happens.
Well, Rico, he finished 5th last year in this tournament, taking home 20 grand.
Yeah, the thing that's going to be really interesting in this one is a lot of people are talking about Wesley facing Jay Millz in the finals. You don't want to look past your first opponent, especially in this year's game. A fumble, a little bit of clock balling, anything can change the way this game is going. He needs to be focused, locked in, and make sure he's on his A game.
Well, I mentioned that 5th last year, but the year before that he finished 450th. So he's certainly come into his own over this last sort of bit. And these players are getting set and ready to go here in our opening game between Wesley and Rath. And this would be a huge upset. Rath, 33 years old. I told you he's from Houston, Texas, coming through the PlayStation 4 side. He was 80-49, so that's winning 62% of his games. Not quite the 97% that Wesley had.
Yeah, Cecil earlier was saying he thought he was going with Rath. He thought he had a chance. Everybody has a chance. I also have a chance of drowning Aquaman, but I don't think you guys are going to bet on that happening.
We'll see what happens. I like for me, I've always been the underdog, so I'm always rooting for the underdogs. Now I don't know much as you do, right, Rico? But I would love to see an underdog come through today.
Cecil talking about his time going through Mount Union to be able to get to the league.
There you go.
Mount Union? Who?
There you go.
So it can happen anytime in a game of Madden, especially with the run meta. I mean, we've all lost games we shouldn't have lost, and we all won games maybe we shouldn't have won. So here we are.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
There you go.
And that's what people always have to remember. You can play this game any way you want. You want to see more passing? Throw more passes. But don't get mad if you don't win.
There you go.
Well, they're just about ready to go here in our opening game, semifinal number 1. Between Wesley, a.k.a. Joe Rice, and Rath, the newcomer. And it will be Wesley kicking it off to Rath, and he'll start things off. He'll be in the white uniforms, while Wesley will be donning the blue. And here we go. How important is this opening drive, Cecil, when you're the underdog?
You always want to start off, no matter if you're the underdog or not, but especially if you're the underdog, you always want to start off and get a score. I think that is huge to get some points on the board right away, especially knowing who you're going against in Joe Rice. So I think if you can go down and run the ball, milk the clock, keep him off the field, especially if he's a big passer, that would be huge.
Go ahead, Rico.
So with this opening drive, I think you were absolutely right where you definitely want to get points. But when it comes to points, you have to get 7, especially the way the game is being played this year. We saw T. Davis in that Arizona only was able to get 3. That wound up being the difference in that game, that half a stop. So in order to be against somebody like Wesley, you have to make sure you get 7. Even though we're in Houston, this isn't James Harden here. 3s won't get it done.
That was good.
I want to officially say a happy Saturday to those folks out watching us throughout the interwebs. We're keeping track on the chat. Some good giveaways will be coming your way throughout the broadcasts. Make sure you stick around for some of those key words. We got some awesome Texas Madden Ultimate Team items to give away for the Texans. It's the legend Jim Brown
There
will
you
take
go.
it ahead for 2.
We're
Now,
gonna-
you played with MJD. He was a guy that wore number 32.
Yeah, buddy.
And a buddy of mine, but not even he would say he was not as good as Jim Brown.
No, I mean, I think MJD is a special player, especially at his height, his size. He was something to mess with, man. He was tiny on the field, but he had a huge heart, and his legs were like tree trunks. So it was extremely hard to tackle him and bring him down.
See a tackle on the edge here by Joe Rice. That's going to force a 3rd and 7.
Speaking of having a tackle on the edge, that was a touchdown-saving tackle that was
Yes, it
made
was.
there.
Yes,
and
it
now
was.
people talk about running. We're looking at a 3rd down right here. You got to make a decision. You play this right, could be a quick stop.
First of 3 games today. Semifinal number 1 right now, and then we'll see Millz taking on ChewBacca coming up in semifinal number 2. Here's a big 3rd and 7, and he's even
Outside.
going to the stretch.
Oh.
And Troy
Oh.
Polamalu is going to force a 4th and 1.
What did I say before the game? I told you, you only got to guess right twice.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
it's a little nerve-wracking. Am I going to get this? Now you got to shoot that gap. Got to make sure you make that play. That's why these guys get in the lab for all these hours. That's why they're professionals. You figure out a way to get that stop.
And he's going to have a timeout here. That might have been Wesley, a.k.a. Joe Rice, who will take a timeout here on 4th and 1 as Tom Brady had come out, and it looked like a strong formation. And here we go again.
What you thinking? Inside run here?
Your guess is as good as mine. He stretched it out to the outside a few times.
Inside to the right is my guess. Oh, trying to get him to jump.
Back and forth goes
know,
Johnson in motion.
Trying to see what he's doing. Inside right. There it
And
is.
Jim
Oh.
Brown will not get the first down.
Wow.
And Wesley will take over at the 35-yard line. What a stop.
Oh, that was big.
So here's the $1 million question, or we should say the potential $100,000 question.
Oh,
Was that run defense that Wesley showed, or was that bad running that Chewy showed?
Are you talking about Wrath?
I mean, sorry, that Rat showed.
Don't send bad vibes
I
at
know,
Chewy.
right?
He's not even out there yet.
Give
Come on,
Chewy
I
a
mean,
chance,
come
brother.
on, man.
Hey, he's going to have to worry about Jay Mills sending 13 every down. He's not worried about me.
There we go. Pass that rock. I like it.
And Andrew Luck will use his wheels. Former Civil War general will take it 8 yards. That'll be a 2nd and 2. And that's most of the running you're going to see from Wesley. I want to say Joe Rice every time. We just got word of the name change. The rebranding is what he
nice.
called it. And there is
Great catch.
Randy Dandy Moss all the way down to the 5.
Great catch.
It can be done.
Were you ever happy with your rating in Madden, Cecil?
No. Yeah, I don't think as a player you're ever happy. You always think you should get a little bit more, maybe a little boost on the speed, a little boost on the agility or something. I think Hands one year they had me like at a 70-something. I'm like, that. How is that? How can I even be a part of the team? Like, what are you talking about right now?
There's former Texans wideout Cecil Shorts III hanging out with Rico and I here on a Saturday from Houston, Texas. We're at the home of the Texans at NRG Stadium while they are in London. This is a big 2nd and goal.
Yeah, it is interesting because he's a pass-first guy from what I'm hearing. So as you get closer to the red zone,
But why
it's
not hand it off
harder.
to Randy
Ooh,
Moss?
Okay. That's his 2nd carry.
And you got to get Randy Moss involved however you can. Remember, we're playing salary cap mode. 825 points is all you got. So if you're going to spend that much cap on a guy like Randy, you got to put him in a position to get the rock in here on
good
3rd
play,
down.
good
Now what do
play.
you do, Rico? You kicking?
You have to take your 3 if you're Wesley, but you got to give it to Wrath for standing up there. That's why I said when you have a run-dominant situation, if you can get that 3rd down stop, make them think on 4th down and have to make that tough decision.
Yeah.
You're going to be in every ball game.
There you go.
Well, first points here of the Texans Club Championship will go to Wesley. And now Wrath, you're feeling okay with that. You know, you gave a turnover on downs, but you stop them. And
Yeah.
now you got a chance to come down, maybe take the lead.
You can build on that, and for it to be his first ever time
Yeah.
in the bright lights, you can deal with the stop. You got stopped on 4th, and you held him to a half stop right
Yeah.
there. You got to feel great about yourself.
My
Need
guy,
some
Donnie
confidence.
Moore, is usually the numbers guy. He said he had some action with this, Wrath playing in Madden 18 and Madden 17. When I went to ask him about it, he's like, no, this is my first time. So he's got a tall task here against the defending champion for sure.
It looks like Brad's running a lot of his stuff to the short side of the field.
Yeah.
He needs to give himself a little bit more room to operate. Let's see if he can make himself to the right side and hopefully get something to happen.
2nd and 9 as Tom Brady hands it off to Jim Brown, and the stiff arm will only get him a few.
3rd and 7 again. It's so tough. If you're a run guy all the time, when you're getting 3rd and 7s and 3rd and 8s, you're in a tough situation here.
Well, during the latter process, he only was passing for 70 yards per game. So here's a big 3rd and 7. Tommy ball game up under center.
See if we get a play action here somewhere.
And Jim Brown just right up the middle. That tells me he got zero confidence in putting it in the air.
He's definitely, not only does he have zero confidence about the air, you can tell he's nervous the way he's running.
Yeah.
He's not trying to make any moves. He's not trying to use any stick work. He's trying to take that play straight up the middle, and you can see Wesley's all over it.
I was talking to Chewy a little bit
Dion.
before he came out here, and I asked you, I know you're a Texans fan, but why'd you choose Texans Club Championship? And he felt like this was one where you had a chance. He knew Millz was in it. You know that Wesley's in it. And so Rath just happened to be that final guy that made the top 4 coming through on the loser's bracket. But now he is in a world of hurt unless he can get a stop here on this drive with 2 seconds remaining here at the end of the first quarter. Harrison in motion. Great wide receiver since the game launched for the legend. And he'll just throw it away. And at the end of 1, Wesley 3, Rath 0. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10. You're live from NRG Stadium with Cecil Shorts the third, Rico Williams on Scott Cole, and Andrew Luck.
Good run.
Getting busy with it.
And right there,
that'll be 3rd and inches.
That play shows the difference in skill gap. Did you see Wesley's stick work there?
Yeah.
We gave him that little
Yeah.
He was able to get that, as opposed to when Rath was running the ball. He was running straight
ahead.
The line.
I think we might have seen one stiff arm, if that.
I haven't seen the near or far formation since 1962 Oklahoma Sooners. But it's good enough for the first down. And Wesley will go back to work.
Got him.
And that looked like Tyreek Hill that pulled that in right before. That escape artist ability. One of the things they can do this year, Cecil, is they can add abilities to the players. And one of those abilities for a quarterback is called escape artist.
Very nice.
Which allows them to be able to run at full speed behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, wow.
What I'm saying is, it's amazing if you're on offense. If you're on defense, it's your least favorite ability.
Absolutely.
You got your speedsters trying to catch a quarterback, and they're having no luck at it.
Couple route adjustments there. You can hear that route chemistry ability being activated for some of those apprentices. And Luck will get out of there. We'll be able to pick up a few. And now here's a 2nd and 5 from the 11.
I love his game plan. If it's not open down the field, take Luck, take what they give me.
This is just the 2nd club championship of the year as Volterax, the diabolical phenom, with an 11-cap quarterback,
got him that time.
is the only one that's punched his ticket so far to San Francisco. Part of that $100,000 prize pool for the winner.
You got to get off the field right here if you're Rath. You're still in this game.
Yeah.
You hold him to 3 right here. It's a 1-possession game. You get a little bit of momentum.
Big 3rd down. Luck
Got him. First
able
down.
to get it down to Pruitt. And that'll give him a new set of downs. So the clocks will stop at the 2-minute warning.
Ooh, 2
Just
minutes.
3-0, low-scoring affair. And we warned you about that, Cecil, especially with that 40-second play clock.
Yeah.
We might see some low scoring here today.
Look, hey, Randy.
And Randy Moss will get into the end zone.
If I told you Randy Moss is going to score the first touchdown of this game, would you have thought it was a bit bad
No way.
I don't know,
way.
Madden 20 maybe.
That is pretty cool.
We all remember back in the day watching Gronkowski at fullback scoring. So it all just depends on the game.
Yeah, that almost one problem his first belt back in Madden 16 when he put Gronk at fullback.
Now you got under 2 minutes to play with a run-first guy. Unless he breaks a big one, it's going to be pretty hard to score.
This is the ball game right here, gentlemen. I mean, Wesley will get the ball to start the second half. If you don't score here,
you got to.
It's over. Stretches it out to Jim Brown.
There you go. There you go.
And Troy Polamalu will
Stick work.
securely tackle him at the 31.
Do you remember when you were playing as a kid and your uncle would say, give me a play? And you'd give the control and he'd bring it all around the room and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's what that run looked like. You got to make some moves here. You got to outsmart the computer.
There you go.
And Jim
There you
Brown will pick up the first down. Does have all 3 timeouts. Mentioned Rath, 33 years old from Houston, Texas. Brought his wife up here to NRG Stadium. Hoping to pull the upset.
Good cut.
Over last
Good
year's
cut.
champ.
There you go. He can start using some of his timeouts here.
He's just averaging 3.7 yards a carry. That's not going to get it done. And he will use one of those timeouts. Clock stop, 55 seconds to go.
He's finally moving the ball, though. That's a good thing.
Tom Brady up under center. Near midfield. And he will hand it off. Can't make a man miss. That should be enough to move the chains. And he'll go no huddle. 1st and 10. Hands it off to Jimmy Brown again.
One-on-one.
Maybe the best running back of all time.
Oh, he is.
Tough for a Walter Payton fan as myself to say that.
It's easy for a Cleveland Browns fan.
That's right. That's right. My man Cecil from Ohio holding it down.
Absolutely.
I mean, Jim Brown was one of Walter Payton's heroes, you know.
Very true. Very true.
2nd and 7. You guys have been looking through the
There you go.
view of Wesley for majority of the game. Sometimes that could be a disadvantage as he moved through.
10 seconds.
The community's been trying to get run defense all year.
Maybe we're putting it on display here in Houston.
Oh, first pass.
Brady goes to the air, and it's pulled in at the 21, and that means he can get his boot out here and cut it to a 1-score game before the half.
That was big. That was big.
It'll be a 38-yarder for Graham Gano, and it's up, and it is good. And maybe there's some momentum with 1 second to go.
We can build on this.
Maybe he needs to throw the football.
And it shows you everybody's best luck. They've been most successful with throwing the ball. It's all about style. Styles make fights.
Ooh. I mean, even George Halas back in 1963 was throwing the football. Red Grange would even throw the football. Let's get it in the air. And at the end of the first half, 10-3. And we will have a giveaway coming your way in this quarter as the Houston Texans, along with EA Sports and Madden Ultimate Team, are giving away 500 J.J. Watt elite items. So pay attention during this quarter for some upcoming keywords. You can have your hand on one of those J.J. Watt items. And certainly Texans fans and everybody around the league, who doesn't love J.J.? As he spending time recovering. That's a big loss for the Texans when J.J. got hurt. But in talking to DJ Reader and some other guys, I think they're ready to step up.
They have to now. You have no choice. I think Merciless started off the year with some big plays, but you're going to need him even more now moving forward. Oh, nice.
This defense is rough to watch as they move it out to the 42-yard line, trying to get a couple hit sticks in there, but ends up giving up a big gain. Sometimes
you need to just wrap up, make the head secure tackle.
So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 out at the 42 for Wesley, who, of course, trying to make his way back to San Francisco and represent the Texans for the 2nd year in a row. First and 10 at the 42. Bunch to the right. Andrew Luck stands tall, and he'll just check it down to Atkins out of the backfield.
I want to see Raz put some pressure on Wesley. He's been having all day to throw. I'm just wondering, when is he going to send some pressure?
Aha! And that's been the point the whole time. You got to make people uncomfortable in Madden.
Yeah.
You got to have them do what they don't want to do.
2nd and 5.
If you're just going to sit back there like that, he's going to pick you apart. He has all day to throw, or he can just, if it's nobody's open, he'll take off with Luck.
A player as good as Wesley is going to be able to go through his progressions and his reads. You don't see a lot of passing offenses early in this year. So what's going to happen is he's not used to that coverage.
First and 10 out to 45. Luck. Clean pocket once again, and just drops a dot to Tyreek Hill at the 25. Just over the hands of Rath, who was lurking out on that side of the field. Luck. Once again.
Wide open X, yeah.
Standing, throwing, and there's Tyreek one more time. Same play, same result.
Yeah. If it's not broke, don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, huh?
What's going through that guy's head right now as you take a look at that again, Rico? Tyreek doing work.
He's looking at that clock, wondering how much longer this game is going to go. And when you're a run-first guy, this is what I said.
Yeah.
Make sure you score early. Make sure you do that. He's terrified right now because he knows that he needs to put up a lot of points quickly. And now, what is he? Uncomfortable in his game plan.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Rath's roster here. I'm trying to think where he put some of those chemistries. I think Troy Polamalu was probably the highest cap that he went with at 52, while Wesley with Andrew Luck really jazzed him up to 66 salary cap, especially when you add all his abilities, including escape artists. 2nd and goal. And I'm not sure why he's not just winding this clock all the way down. That might be what he is going to do. 5-minute quarters with a 40-second play clock, Cecil. It's diabolical.
This kid kills you, man. And in this situation, he did a good job here milking the clock. And if you're a run-first guy, I mean, the clock's against you right now. You have no choice. You have to score quickly, but you can't really throw. You're not comfortable throwing. It's going to be extremely hard to come back.
I told you that was my answer for run defense. Milk the clock.
Yeah.
Make them nervous. Make them have to make every possession count, every down count.
Luck.
All day, man.
Low throw.
Nice.
And Tyreek with a touchdown, and Wesley firmly in control.
As you see Millz sit back, nodding his head. Not that he's overlooking his game against Chewy, but he's looking like, I'm going to heat that up so much, I'm going to be sending the house.
The funny thing was, I was up there watching Wesley and Millz play a practice game. That exact throw on that same concept for a touchdown against Millz up in the practice session. So goes back to it here, gets the score. And that'll put him up 14 with a little over 6 minutes to go here in semifinal number 1.
Got to score quickly here. Give yourself a chance. There you go. One-on-one. One-on-one.
And I know the folks in the chat have been waiting for a giveaway for one of those J.J. Watt elite items in the keyword. You want to head out to HoustonTexans.com/Madden. That's HoustonTexans.com/Madden. Enter the keyword Hopkins, as in Nuke Hopkins, Hopkins. That's DeAndre's last name. And you can enter to win the first of our 3 keywords that we're going to have in the broadcast today.
He's still running everything to the short side of the field.
Yeah.
We all know the run's coming. It's not like you're worried about giving away your play now. So if you're going to run that stretch, give yourself some room to make a move. Allow yourself to make that first defender miss. How else do you think you're going to take that one to the house?
Now let me ask you a question, Rico. Is that more stick work, or is that just the player that Jim Brown is they have on Madden, that he is not that shifty and can't make a guy miss?
Stick work.
Lack of stick work. Gotcha.
Yes.
I'm really surprised after watching the Cardinals Club Championship not to see Bo Jackson, who was really putting in work out there in Arizona. Of course, we still have 2 more teams to see if we see a Bo Jackson
Bo knows TDs, and now T. Davis, aka TD, knows Bo.
A couple people in chat as they spam Hopkins. You got to go to HoustonTexans.com/Madden and enter the keyword Hopkins out on the Houston Texans website. Here's the 4th and 5. It might be 4th in the game. And that's going to be intercepted by Troy. Head and shoulders above the rest. And he might take it to the crib. It's a pick six. Troy making house calls.
Did you see the difference in that stick work? You see how he got out and gave him something a little
Yeah.
24-3. Wesley dominant so far.
So what do you like on your underdog, Scott? Because Cecil's underdog is getting fried right now. That's all in the mustard and can't catch up.
Hey, I was rooting for him. That's all right. That's all right. I was rooting for him. I stick by my guy.
I know Wesley is the defending champ, but I think Millz might be the favorite.
Really?
Based on how he did in Dallas at the club championship, finishing in the top 4. As you see that replay again, Troy Polamalu.
Great point, Scott. Millz came, and he was actually the talk of the Classic for a really long time when he made that run because he had that blitz. He was known for his nickel blitz back in the day. Now he has this blitz. Uh-oh.
3rd and 2. I see a lot of time coming off this clock. Brady looking, throwing it, and it
almost
will harmlessly fall to the turf as Jim Brown had his mitts on it for a moment. We had some folks out there saying they're having some issues with the key word. We're working on it. Let you guys know and get it up and going. 4th and 2. Tom Brady, post route, and it's going to be tipped over to Ward. Which people in Texas know a bit about him as he pulls it in. And now look for Wesley, a.k.a. Joe Rice. I guess the other night they were trying to figure out what his new name was going to be. He wanted to rebrand, and I guess he was out on Twitch, and they were asking.
Did he ask Kev?
I think someone said Jerry Montana, which would be the opposite of Joe Rice. I thought that was pretty good.
I like that.
Somebody wanted to call him Big Wesley. Kind of like people calling me Slim. Kind of like a backwards
kind
of thing, Big Wes.
Okay.
But he's just keeping it simple. Just going with Wesley. Randy Moss to the outside. That'll be enough for the first down.
But if you're Rev, you don't hang your head at all. You ran into last year's defending champ, arguably one of the top players year in and year out in Wesley. For this being your first event, know that there are millions of people who play Madden, and you're still among the top 1%. Nothing to be mad about at all.
I love seeing the switch up here. He's going from a pass-first offense now. He's able to milk the clock and run the ball here. Something that seems like a veteran would do in this situation.
Of course, every player that makes it to the top 128 in the club championship takes home $1,500. And this will bump Joe Rice up another $1,250. Of course, Joe Rice now in his 3rd major. He's 32-14 over the MCS era, taking home $37 grand. And of course, adding to it here, will now move to 32-1 this year in salary cap. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up what Volt's record was. It was something crazy, like 202-4. Like I lost 4 games or something out of like over 200. 33 seconds left in this one. Sky Cole, Rico Williams, along with Cecil Shorts, former Texan, one of their great ambassadors. What just a beautiful Saturday here in November in Houston. Sun shining. went out. We had some barbecue last night.
Where at?
At the Papa's Barbecue. We're a big Papa's fan. We like to go Papa Do's. We like to do all that.
Solid.
I went with the pork trio. Rico went all beef.
Yes.
And that'll do it. 24-3 is your final. Troy Polamalu with that pick 6. And Wesley will be moving on to the final here in Houston once again. Trying to repeat, as you see nothing but respect, Rico, between those two competitors.
Absolutely. Wesley knows he was in a good game. You got to be great to get here. So you have respect for all your fellow Madden players. These guys know what kind of time it takes to lab, to get right, to go through the gauntlet to get here. You tip your hat, and as you see, Millz was there for him as well. Great game played. He just ran into a better player today.
Our own Cecil Shorts is going to be talking with the winner here momentarily, but I mean, I'm not saying I thought that was going to happen, but I think for a lot of folks, especially those folks in the chat, what a refreshing win by a player that's not afraid to put it in the air.
Yeah, people were definitely happy with the run pass mix up there. And although some people were upset because they saw the player on both sides, he gave you a glimpse at some run defense too, because he made it difficult on Rath trying to run. So you walk away from this saying, okay, people can play however they want in Madden. You just have to put the time in, go through your reads, and really know how to throw the ball.
Mentioned before, and we hope everything's squared away out there. Head out to HoustonTexans.com/Madden. Enter the keyword Hopkins as our first giveaway throughout the day. Hopefully that's ready to go. First of 3 giveaways for a plethora, if you will, of J.J. Watt Core Elite items that we are giving away today. There you can see the URL on your screen. Head out there, not you, Rico, but those out there, head out there and make sure you get a chance. And after such a dominant performance by Wesley, now the pressure's on Millz to have the ultimate final here in Houston.
Wesley handled his business and got there, and now he gets to sit back and watch and get ready and prepare for the winner. That Millz has to be locked in and focused, because Chewy is not going to be an easy out.
Yeah, Chewy is a guy, if you don't know much about him, he's a huge content guy, and he's going to have his hands full coming up here with Millz. But Cecil Shorts is standing by with our winner.
What's up, fellas? I got the winner right here, Wesley, former Joe Rice. You were the heavy favorite coming in today. What was the game plan going in? Did you know anything about RAF before today? So how did you approach it?
Yeah, I approached the whole tournament this way. My plan was to stop the run on defense, and then on offense, I'm a passer, so I was going to pass every play and see where it gets me.
Well, I love that you were a passer. I'm a former receiver myself, so I love that you pass the ball all day, every day. So second half, you seemed to take off and got an interception and got some things going with Andrew Luck. What was the difference in the first half and the second half for yourself?
Well, in the first half, you kind of get those nerves out the way. In the second half, force turnovers. That's when the score kind of gets up like that. We really executed on defense. That's what it came down to.
Well, good job. You're on to the finals. Back to you guys.
Hey, thank you so much, Cecil. And so Wesley is sitting there waiting the final. Is it going to be Chewy or is it going to be Millz? And I told you, I think Millz is the favorite coming into here just based on his defense and the meta so far. And of course, the good showing up at the Classic. I know that's a different game mode. That's regs. But you still have obviously some similar gameplay between those two modes.
And we know, in addition to the similar gameplay, Millz has one style and one style only. It is send the house. It's hot. It's a little warm in here now, sweating. Wait till Millz starts sending 6, 7, maybe 8 defenders. Hopefully Chewy's ready. He's got his scouting report done. He's going to be able to find a way to move the ball, whether on ground or air.
Well, Millz didn't play that much last year, but he's earned $30,000 so far in his Madden career. Had a great run starting in Madden 17, out at the Challenge, finished actually 3rd out there that year. And of course, he's come back in Madden 20 and has had a good run so far. Anything more than him moving on to San Francisco would be, in his mind, a failure for Millz here today.
Oh, absolutely. While, a lot of people say Wesley was, last year's winner and he's the favorite, he knows that he can play with anybody. And the way he played at the Classic, he was disappointed he didn't win the Classic. So now he's looking to make sure that people put some respect on his name. And remember, Texas is his state. He likes to call himself the King of Texas.
He is from Dallas, made the short drive down about 4 hours from D-Town here to Houston to take part of this here today. And how do you feel about some of those guys that don't? I mean, because you got Wesley, a.k.a. Joe Rice, and Millz in the same tournament. We don't see a lot of that in the club championship. Two guys that are in the top 50. Normally they're like, Wesley's playing in that. I'm going to go find somewhere else to play. But Millz is like, no, I'm going to rise to the challenge.
There's club respect that they try to show each other that, okay, you chose this one. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. No. Didn't matter that Wesley was the reigning champ. Millz wanted everybody to know this is my house, Texas. It's the Lone Star State, and I'm the Lone Star here.
I mean, you got some guys that are not even playing clubs in their own city that they live in because they know who might be there, who they might have to face to even get to this point. So semifinal number 1 in the books. That means we're setting up. I can see my man Justin Chow getting us ready for semifinal number 2 between Millz and Chewy. And if you don't know a lot about Chewy, I mentioned before, he's a guy that is a content creator out on Twitch. Actually brought his whole family, his wife, his mom down from the Ohio area, from Cleveland. So, Cecil Short's getting back on the desk with us here, and he's already pumping his fists. And I guess he's going to probably go with the underdog the entire time. Is that the deal? It's probably what he's going to go with, Rico, right?
Yeah, he's probably going to go. That's his story, and he's sticking to it. But it'll be interesting, depending on who wins this Chewy Millz game, who he feels the underdog is if Millz were to take on Wesley. Now, I have a question for you, Scott, real quick. In this upcoming game, Chewy is well known on Twitch. He's seen the content, he's created everything. He has to have a cerebral understanding of Madden that's on another level in order to put all that together. My question is, how do you think that's going to transfer to the actual field and actually having to go against somebody of Millz nature who you know is his whole key is to send 1 million people to make you as uncomfortable on the offense as possible?
I believe in good vibes. First of all, the folks from ChewBacca have shown up. They are already in the Twitch chat, sending good vibes his way. And, anything can happen. This is a guy that plays a lot of games of Madden. And some guys you just see as content creators. But he knew that, hey, this is one of my favorite teams. And if I can somehow get into this, get into the club championship and represent Texans, it'd be a dream come true. Him and his wife last year actually came down here to a Thursday night football game to see the Texans play. So that's how big of a Texans fan they are. Of course, his wife, a huge J.J. Watt fan, and, whose wives aren't? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. And, of course,
Yeah, earlier when I was talking to him, he said he was in heaven right now walking around here at the club and looking up over the field and seeing everything. Well, he'll need to focus right now because he has his hands full in front of him.
Is he from Cleveland?
He's from Cleveland, right outside
and he's
of
a
Cleveland.
Houston Texans fan?
See,
I was going to root for him until
Right.
I'm confused now.
But
So
see,
is his
if you're
roots from
29
Cleveland?
if you're 29 years old,
Okay.
what have the Browns showed you in 29
nothing,
years?
nothing. I'm 31 and I've seen one playoff team. I've seen 2 winning seasons.
So that's why I'm
in
asking you,
31 years of living.
if you're 29 years old, why not be a Texans fan, right?
I guess so.
I heard he fell in love with a receiver out of Cleveland that wound up going to play for the Texans, and he was a huge fan after that.
I'll take that.
He said the biggest dream was to be able to meet Cecil Shorts III.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Houston.
right.
That's the whole reason he wanted to make the trip.
Do you see how comfortable Millz is right now? Look at him. He's texting everybody, letting them know, hey, what do you think is going to happen when I play Wesley? I don't even know if he's focused right now.
And he's getting the playlist ready, right? Little T Swift, little Biebs.
He's a believer. He's definitely a believer.
No, probably some Ty Dolla $ign or something like that. Getting ready for semifinal number 2. You can see Cecil Shorts the third down the end. Rico Williams, Scott Colt with you. Our second time here in Houston. Each time we've been here, though, the field has been covered. I guess Disney on Ice is starting to come through. And they're getting ready for that as, of course, the Houston Texans play the Jags, one of Cecil's other former teams.
Yeah.
Over in London town, and that should be. I mean, that's big for Houston. Especially you got some injuries. So if you go to London, they got the bye week the next week. That certainly will set them up for maybe a playoff run.
It's huge to win this game. To go 6-3 into the bye week rather than 5-4. And plus, if you go 5-4, now you're in the 3-way tie for first place, depending on what Indianapolis does this week. So everybody in the division right now is at least 500. So it's huge to not only win the division game, but go into the bye week 6-3 and get some momentum because you got some tough opponents coming up. Like the Ravens are coming up, New England. And of course, you got to play Indianapolis again. So that second half of the season, it's a winnable second half, but you got to get some momentum going into it.
Well, we got some giveaways, some cool stuff coming on. We'll have another one coming up in this next ball game during the third quarter. So make sure you get HoustonTexans.com/Madden set up and ready to go. We'll have a new keyword coming up in the next game. And this is another first-timer, Chewy. We already saw Rath go down in the first game. Wesley is, a.k.a. Joe Rice. I don't know why I feel like I have to say a.k.a. Joe Rice. Is waiting in the final to face Millz or Chewy. And, of course, you know, the big, of course, goal for all these guys is to make it to San Francisco to be a part of this huge tournament that's going on December 17th through 20th out there at EA headquarters in San Francisco. $703,000 prize pool, $100,000 going to the winner. Last year it was Pavin from the Raiders. I know people aren't going to like that on the AFC side. Won a ticket to the Super Bowl, gave it to his dad and his brother.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Would you rather go to the Super Bowl or watch it at home? If you had to choose.
Who's playing?
Your choice.
No,
My choice of who's playing?
Yeah. So say this year's your
it's
two
my
favorite
team
teams or your best teams you want to see. Would you want to go sit in that moment and have to park and do all this stuff? Or would you want to sit back home with your family, friends, have a party, do something like that?
I think after you've gone a few times, I hate to say this because now everyone in the whole building and Twitch chat's going to hate me too. After you've been a few times, like, I kind of want to go home.
Oh,
I couldn't disagree with him more. I'm a Jets fan. And what I'll tell you is, if my Jets ever make that Super Bowl, you thought Dubby had a great time.
Maybe
Wait till you see me. I am going to lose my mind.
Well, maybe my problem is I grew up a Bears fan, so it's been a while.
Yeah,
so it's just painful to go to any Super Bowl at this point.
I got you.
You know what I noticed real quick? Bandana Millz is here.
How many points is that worth?
Oh.
Yes, he alternates sometimes between bringing out the bandana and then rocking it. So he made sure everybody knows that Bandana Millz will be in the building. So look for him to turn it up even more.
Is that like an alter ego, kind of like Hoodie Mello? Is that or the face mask that Kyrie wears? Okay,
that's exactly what it is. And there's a Bandana Drini out there as well. But we're going to see how Bandana Millz holds it down.
Of course, this is part of our road to the club championship presented by Snickers. Who is going to represent the Houston Texans out in San Francisco? Wesley in the finals. Will it be Millz with an opportunity to beat Chewy here? But, hey, we could have some underdog action. I mean, we know who Cecil's rooting for already.
Underdogs all day, baby. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him.
It'll be funny to find out because Chewy has such a following. If we were to ask the chat who's to win this one, is Chewy the underdog or is Jay Millz the underdog?
I don't know. Give me a 1 for Millz, 2 for Chewy. We'll see how much ChewBacca is out there ready to go. And he said he's already a winner. Is that what I said? I said, what's your goal here? He's like, I'm already a winner, man. I got a trip to come down to Houston to beat around the Texans.
I don't know, man. Millz looks real confident right now. He looks like he's not worried. Like
he's ordering lunch.
I've been here, done that before. He on DoorDash right now. He looks real serious. I'm getting nervous.
There's a lot of twos in the chat right now.
I'm shocked. That's why I'm like, wow.
A lot of Chewy fans out there. Of course, those names are reversed. You got Millz on the right. There you go. Look at this.
Look how quick that was.
Top-notch production squad. Hanging out with us. Of course, it's the same crew that we had up in Dallas. That was at the Classic there in Arlington, Texas. Has come down to help us for the second year in a row. Put this all together for the Texans. We've showed so much hospitality. It's been so hospitable to us for the second year in a row. And hopefully, we're ready to get this thing going. And Justin Chow has come out from the back. Anytime you see Justin Chow, it's either the greatest sighting ever or the worst thing that's ever happened. This is never in between.
Are you talking about him being on the sticks, or are you talking about him coming to fix something?
Hey, Chow was
a tough one.
He was pretty good. Got beat by Problem way back in the day. Or Chow would have been a former champion.
Yes, I was there for that one. I actually called that game.
So close. Rooting for
chow just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, they're loading up. We're ready to go. Scott
Excited.
Cole along with Rico Williams and Cecil Shorts with you here for semifinal number 2. I want to say a happy Saturday to those out there on the interwebs. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll see Andrew Luck once again. And then there is Deshaun Watson.
Nice.
For Millz is going to make his debut in this one. So good to see a Texans representative here in the Texans Club Championship. And Millz will get it first. Let's go, semifinal number 2. And Pollard will get around to the outside. He'll start the drive at the 32. I don't know if you saw that, but that Jim Brown was pretty powered up there on the opening screen. Let's see if maybe has a bit more luck than we saw earlier, pun intended.
And Cecil, when you get a chance, take a look. As Jay Millz is starting out on offense, watch his stick work when he's using his running back, and you'll see a little bit of a difference. Just a little bit.
Of course, that's Millz on the bottom, ChewBacca on the top. Here at 1st and 10 at the 32. I'm just telling you, these guys sat in the wrong seats. But here we go.
Oh.
That's a bad throw.
Dangerous.
Started off. All I'm saying, if you're going to have a name like ChewBacca, the beard is almost a must, right?
You got to have it.
Jim Brown. Looking forward for Millz. And he's going to go no huddle here. 3rd and 1. Sean Watson up under center. Tight ends for days. And Jimmy Brown will get the first down. He says, get off of me. Still on his feet to the 45.
I've seen a lot of Jim Brown highlights from back in the day, and that's exactly what they look like.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line for Millz, the Dallas native. Has won $30 grand in his Madden career. He's looking to add to it. Hands it off once again. It's the backup running back Pollard from the Dallas Cowboys. He'll pick up 8.
Great job there finding an open hole.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 2 just past midfield. Key opening drive. Who is going to face Wesley in the final? Pollard gets free again.
O-line is making moves, but you can see the stick work already. He's moving in and out. He's finding the right hole. He's hitting the lane.
It's a whole different swag.
Jim Brown on the stretch. Mano a mano. Get off of me. First down.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Get into a rhythm now.
You need a Troy Polamalu. You got to have some secure tackling god over there to take down Jim Brown when he's powered up. We haven't seen an X Factor get activated yet. We might see it in this game. Peppers gets cut back inside by Jim Brown. And that's why you see him starting to use her Jabril Peppers a little bit. He knows he's got to come down here and make a tackle as Lawrence Taylor brings him down at the 20.
And that's exactly what you need to do. You're going to have to come down and make a play.
Pollard. And his knee went down awkwardly at the 18-yard line. So that'll bring up a 1st and 10 in the red zone. Millz averages 102 yards per game on the ground. And
good tackle.
there is Jabril Peppers. Finally rises to the challenge.
Good tackle.
This is where you have to implore that bend, but don't break.
Yeah.
He's marched down the field, but if you can hold him to 3 here, if you're Chewy, you're in a good position.
2nd and 8 now. Ball at the 15-yard line for Deshaun. And the former Tiger will hand it off to Jim Brown, and there's Lawrence Taylor.
Great play.
The former Giant from North Carolina comes up with the TFL. You don't get a lot of TFLs in Madden 20. That was a big-time play. So that'll push him back to the 21-yard line after the loss of 6. Pollard in motion. And they'll hand it off to Jim Brown on 3rd down.
Oh, man.
And, oh my
man.
goodness.
Great
Jimmy
play.
Brown for the touchdown, and
Great
Millz
play.
strikes first.
And notice what he did there. He ran into the wide side of the field.
Yeah.
That gave him more time. He was patient, allowed his blocker to take that, and then it was one-on-one, gave him that, and then voila, end zone.
I think the whole drive, he did a great job of finding the right hole, being patient, reading his blocks correctly, and then using that powerful stiff arm that Jim Brown is known for.
Of course, Jim Brown from Syracuse. They are not having a good year up in Syracuse, New York, but he's one of the greats. 7-0. Chewy now with a chance to respond. You know you're going to give up some points. You know you're going to be in a battle facing Millz here. And it's so important not to get down 2 scores.
Yeah, and just remember, Chewy, I think he's going to blitz. Scouting report says, 101% of the time, he might be setting 8.
And here comes the gun split close. You're going to see this all game long.
Okay.
And look at how many guys in the box, Cecil.
No safeties. He's coming.
He's daring them.
He is coming.
Luck barking out the orders, changing the blocking assignments.
3, 2, play clock.
Little motion for Moss, and
Get rid of
sack
that
him
ball.
up. Quarterback needs taste sweet, as RG would say.
Come here!
Got to get rid of that ball.
So a loss of 9 on the opening down for ChewBacca, the man from Cleveland, Ohio, huge Texans fan, trying to represent. Oh my goodness. And
Oh, we got lucky
somehow
there.
Cooks comes up with it.
Ooh,
2-yard gain.
Millz just sent his entire
Oh,
team, a
everybody
couple of
came.
the cheerleaders, and 2 of the water boys.
Everybody came. Everybody not named the cornerback came. Like it was literally safeties, linebackers. 3rd and long here.
He's to get out to the 32-yard line. And he's going to let the quarter expire at the end of 1. Millz 7, Chewy on the drive. Got a big 3rd down coming up.
Did you see Wesley's face as he was watching that heat come at that passing offense? Oh boy.
He might have to go back to the practice room.
You got time. You got time. You got time.
Gotta let it go.
Gotta get rid of it. Oh,
Would you rather take the coverage sack or throw the pick?
You gotta throw it away. You're outside the box.
Yeah, I know you got to throw it away.
4th and 27. And here comes the unicorn of Madden. It's a punt. And Daniel almost got blocked.
wow.
This will be returned by Jim Brown. And he'll have it on the plus side of the 50 at the 49.
Just thinking field position wise, if he had all that time, nobody was open. Doing what Wesley did, run with luck. Get up the field, get what you can, and now you push him back a little bit further. But now he's starting on the other side of the 50.
And here's Jim Brown. Even when you got it bottled up, it's still 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Here in Houston, Texas, part of the Madden NFL 20 Club Championship presented by Snickers, and this is just the road to San Francisco. And those games are next week, next Thursday is when those games start getting going.
Oh, good big hit.
Of course, you got the Dallas Cowboys next weekend. A lot of good stuff. If you enjoy Madden, the next 2 months are absolutely bonkers with the amount of games that will be played. 2nd and 8. Brown doing work.
Good run.
6.9 yards a carry and a touchdown for Jimmy Brown.
At some point, you got to make up your mind and say, you know what? I'm going to go down swinging.
Yeah.
And you grab your safety,
Yeah.
and you come down, you got to make a play.
Yeah.
You got to switch it up. You got to come down and handle it yourself.
Time of possession is all on Millz' side. He had the ball all of the first quarter except for the last 59 seconds. He's doing the exact same thing here in the second quarter. If he scores here, he's in very, very good position.
3rd and 1. At the 29, Deshaun. This time it's Brown again. Tote gang time in the red zone. 1st and 10. You don't need to throw it now. I mean,
No,
you're just working it.
Yeah,
No need.
I have a question for the chat. In a boxing match, and you see, so if you know your opponent can't stop a right hook, do you just continue to throw left jabs just to show you can do other things?
I'm throwing a right hook all day until you stop it.
So
And
you're gonna
speaking,
Oh my gosh. That stick work again you're talking about.
punches it
Millz
all
over
the
there
way
getting
down.
excited.
all
Millz
the way
getting
down
pumped
to
up.
1. 1st and goal for Millz. A man from Dallas, Texas. He's looked strong so far. Make sure you tell your friends. We might have ourselves a heck of a final
Yes, we do.
as Wesley is waiting. And right now, Millz in control. Still a long way to go.
Here's where it gets interesting. We just watched Wesley dominate his game,
Yeah.
but I still feel like he may be the underdog
Millz
of the
looks
way,
good, man.
just because of the way Millz is doing it.
Millz looks good.
And it's another touchdown for Jim Brown, his 2nd of the game, and pinning the PAT. Oh, ChewBacca.
Millz
This
looks
is
good.
not solo battles, my friend. You're taking on Millz here in Houston. I can say that. I'm a solo battle god when it comes to Madden Ultimate Team.
I hate to look forward, but the pressure that Millz is applying, and looking at the last game with Wesley had all day to throw. He was dropping eight in coverage. How is Wesley going to handle that pressure?
We're going to learn today. We're going to find out today.
That's going to be interesting.
By the way, I faced Chewy several times on Xbox,
Okay.
and he has beat me handily. So that tells you how bad I am at the game. But ChewBacca is facing maybe the best defensive player in Madden over the last 4 or 5 years. You certainly would have to mention Millz in that discussion if you're talking about one of the best defenders in all of Madden.
Yeah. Chewy needs to use the force.
Yeah. He has to figure out a way to get rid of the ball quickly. And all the guys are at the line of scrimmage every time he's bringing everybody. So you got to figure out ways to get rid of the ball quickly and get it to your playmakers so they can make a play. There you go. Good run.
Pollard will work his way to the 40-yard line. This is a important 53 seconds here for Chewy. Touchdown here is very important. You see his gamer tag there below, his @ symbol. That's where he can catch it on Twitch as well.
He's coming again. Get rid of the ball quickly. It's man coverage everywhere.
And Luck
There you go. There you go.
goes
Go get
downtown.
it.
Randy
Oh!
Moss, and he underthrows it as Bailey will pull it in.
Oh! Listen, you had man coverage. He had time to stop right there and throw. I'm not sure if Luck was that good throwing on the run that far. That's a long throw. That's just a good play by Champ.
You would need the bazooka ability to make that throw.
Man. Yeah, that's just a good play.
Did,
There he is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man, he's dominating.
Did Moss get mossed?
He did. He did. He did. Oh,
By the way, there
man.
is ability in the game called Mossed, but it's more cap than the total cap you can even put it. So you can't even put that ability on
I had
someone.
an argument with my son. He came home one day. He caught a pass over somebody in school. He said, "Oh, Dad, I Odell'd somebody." I'm like, "No, son. It's called you moss somebody." I love Odell, but it's called you moss somebody.
D-Hop's still the best receiver in the league. I've been saying it for years.
I agree.
Can't argue with him.
1st and 10. 49-yard line. Millz looking for points here before the half. And he'll throw the outside, and there is the speedster Ross. And that clock's on the move. 27 seconds to go. You see the runoff. They'll hand it off to Brown. He's thinking about a field goal here. And he'll get tackled at the 28-yard line. He'll take this down to 3 seconds, call a timeout, and look for the 3-score lead.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question for the chat and for you guys.
Here we go.
Does Chewy score? 1 for yes, 2 for no. 3 counts as a score. A field goal counts.
Sure.
Does he score?
Right now it's a shutout, 17-0
My honest answer.
here at the half. Yeah, what do you got for us, Cecil?
My honest answer. If he can't handle the blitz, I don't see him scoring at all. I don't see him scoring at all.
That's the voice of Cecil Shorts, former NFL wideout, part of the Texans ambassador program.
I want to see him score. I'm rooting for him. It's my underdog.
And here's the thing you have to love about competitive Madden and what it shows you. Chewy has run into a buzzsaw here in Jay Millz.
Sure.
But Chewy is still, in this year's game, one of the top 128 players in the world.
Wow.
And out of the millions of people that play, he is in the top 1%, which shows you that any barbershop or wherever he walks into, Chewy be the man.
Yeah.
And both of these guys stream a lot, Cecil, but ChewBacca way more than Millz. So Millz knows exactly what he's going to face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
there's so much Twitch clips loose. Andrew
no.
Luck kicked it!
Oh, no.
And this is going to be a safety.
Man. Oh,
I might throw up. 19-0.
Oh, man. That was huge.
Sanders. A little bit of spin move.
Pure dominance right now.
And I'll just say this. I know for a fact ChewBacca's better than this.
Okay.
I mean, you just came out,
Yeah.
and like you said, you faced the buzzsaw in the first 4 downs, and then you have something like that happen to you.
Yeah.
First of all, the fumble, and
Yeah.
second of all, your guy kicks it out of the back of the end zone FIFA style. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not your game.
Good.
This is not your game.
Yeah, and again, the styles make fights thing. Millz has made a lot of Madden players look like that. That blitz, the first time you seeing it and facing it are two different things.
Absolutely.
You know how that is, especially being an athlete. You might say, "Hey, that corner's fast,"
Yeah.
but then when you actually get on the field and you see the makeup speed and everything like that, it's a whole nother level.
179 total yards for Millz. ChewBacca's got -13. Here comes the 4th and 9, and respectfully, he'll punt it away. And don't forget, we got a keyword coming up. Go out to HoustonTexans.com/Madden. We'll be giving away another keyword for one of those 500 Madden Ultimate Team J.J. Watt Elite Items. And Daniel will boot it away. And that's a great punt. He's showing every aspect of the game right now.
He looks good, man. Looks really good.
Someone said in the chat, 1 out of 3 keywords has to be Watt. You would be wrong. Not the case. 1st and 10.
Hey.
It's Scream Machine right now.
Here's what you have to understand. You know who's the happiest person right now? Wesley. Because he continues to get to watch and see where it's coming from and prepare his game plan. At what point, if you're Millz, do you turn it off and just say, look, I don't want everybody to see what I'm doing right now?
That's a good point. But if you're Millz, you got to be confident in what you're doing. You got to be confident. Listen, I can bring blitzes all different types of ways. So, Wesley, you can watch all you want. Can you stop it, though? Can you adjust?
Gun split close. That's been the answer today. And play action.
Get rid of it.
And he'll throw it into coverage, and here comes 4th down.
I'm rooting for Chewy, but to do play action when you know the blitz is coming in your own end zone, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that play call right there.
Chewy, one of the top 5 streamers on Twitch and Madden, no question about it. But as I've said before, he's facing one of the top 5 defenders in Madden all time. And we've said it all along, if Millz could just get offense going, he's one of the toughest guys to beat.
Got
Little
time.
fake for
You
luck.
got time. There you go.
And throws it out route of the sticks.
Oh, great play call right there.
And he'll turn it over on downs at the 2, and Cecil's rooting. Cecil's sending all his vibes.
I'm trying.
Did you see the footwork, though? You got to give Chewy credit. He picked up that blitz. His pocket presence was phenomenal.
Yes.
If he could have just figured that out a little bit earlier, who knows? This could have been a different game.
And Jim Brown will get to the 1-yard line. 19 carries for 147 yards, 2 touchdowns for Mr. Brown as Jabril Peppers came up with the hit. 2nd and goal now at the 1. 50 seconds to go here in the 3rd. Pollard in motion. They'll hand it off to Jim Brown. And he might have lost a little bit. 3rd and goal from the 1.5. 7 tackles now for Peppers.
He's figured out his pocket presence. He's figured out some run D now.
Yeah.
It takes a while to adjust sometimes. It just happens a little too late for him.
People in the chat are saying, shut up, old man. Just give me the keyword already.
There it is.
As Jim Brown goes into the end zone, and Millz with another touchdown.
Keep fighting, Chewy. Keep fighting, buddy.
It's about to be, well, he's going to go for 2 here to make it 27. I don't know, is this salt in the wounds? He'll hand it off and said, all right, man. 2-point conversion is good. As I mentioned, head out to HoustonTexans.com/Madden. Enter the keyword football. Hopefully I don't have to spell that one out for you. Again, the keyword is football. Visit HoustonTexans.com/Madden for your chance to win.
My
Oh,
God.
man, that's not fair.
Yeah.
When it rains, it pours.
It's just not your day.
See, what had happened was
When it
Sometimes
rains, it
Madden's good
pours.
to you. Sometimes Madden's not.
When it rains, it pours. Golly.
and the kick is up, and it is good. Millz, one for the jugular. Here in semifinal number 2. There's no question about it. As we start the 4th quarter, we're going to have a Wesley and Millz final here from Houston Texans.
Yeah.
You're talking about 2 of the top 25 Madden players in the world are going to face off here at the club level. One split close again. This might be his best field position to start the game.
He figured it out. Good job picking it up. Got to make the play down the field, but he's figuring it out. It's a
Figure out how to
little
pick
too
it up.
late.
Yeah, and that's where sometimes you got to figure out what works and not be stubborn and say, I'm going to get my scheme to work.
Now, this goes back to your point of Wesley being able to watch. This is like film for him. So I wonder if he'll use that offensive protection or scheme to
And you
pick
can
up the
see
blitz.
he's locked in right now.
Absolutely.
And he's just like,
But Wesley's not going to come out in the gun split close. He's going to
Very
be in
true.
the bunch. So,
Very
it's
true.
like a totally different
Very true.
mindset. And he'll be
There
able
it
to
is.
block the
Getting the
tight
ball
end, all
out
kind of
quickly.
stuff. Jarek McKinnon will pick up the first down.
Getting the ball out quickly.
2 of 7 for 14 yards and an interception.
what's his onside kick game look like? Can we get in the end zone, get a little momentum going?
That'll make it
Let's
fun.
get to step 1 first. And then we'll talk about the onside kick. Of course, all our players have already won $1,500 here in the Madden 20 Club Championship presented by Snickers. This has been total domination for Millz. 5 sacks now in the ball game. Here comes
pressure.
second.
Oh, man.
Boy. Whew. Pollard, press F in chat as he gets blown up. It'll be a 3rd and 19.
It was all good just a couple plays ago.
Luck
Get rid
gets
of
to
it.
the outside.
Take off. Good.
And this is something where you haven't seen him use a lot of Luck's mobility to move the pocket.
He needs to. And it's a shame because it's like if you just gave him 8 more quarters.
That's a lot of quarters. Golly.
He's figured it out. Yeah. And now some of the breaks go a different way.
Yeah.
He realizes I can pass, I can
Yeah.
pick it up. And then what happens is once you figure out the holes in this blitz,
And that's just going to be a coverage sack, and that'll turn it over once again with 3:16 to go. Chewy was 11-6 on the leaderboard. Had to fight his way in through the losers bracket. And I asked him how he got here, and he's like, I had a little bit of luck. He mentioned he had a little bit of luck
Andrew, that is.
getting here. Yeah, I mean, maybe on both sides. And we've seen it. You know, it is still a big skill gap difference between somebody that's in the top 20, you know, and facing maybe someone that's, you know, 100th or 200th. Still a big gap between
them and us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm absolutely terrible at Madden. If I get on here, it'll be me 99-0 or something.
And here's the best way I can explain it. Charles Barkley cannot beat LeBron now. He would get abused. But back in this day, he could have hung with him. He still might have lost, but he could have hung with him.
34-0. They will tap out here. As with the 40-second play clock, Millz would just had the opportunity to run out the clock, but how dominant was Millz, shutting out Chewy. And it's all business. He drove down from Dallas, a little 4-hour trip on a business trip. Let me just put it that way.
Very much so. And you can see he definitely meant business all game long. He never let up. He never took his foot off the gas. Even when Chewy figured it out, he made a couple of adjustments and made it tough. Both of these guys, both Wesley and Jay Millz, brought their A game and came to play. It's going to be an interesting final.
Scott Cole and Rico Williams with you. Of course, Cecil Short will be standing by with the winner momentarily as we get set up for the final here from Houston. It's going to be a good one. You're going to have Wesley taking on Millz. Passing game versus certainly the best defense that we've seen thus far early in this club championship.
Yeah, it's styles make fights. They say offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. We're going to see if that mantra holds true.
Once again, I mentioned a keyword out there during that third quarter. If you go to HoustonTexans.com/Madden, enter the keyword football, you can have an opportunity to win one of those 500 J.J. Watt core elite items there in Madden Ultimate Team. So make sure you go out there and do that. We'll have one more giveaway during the final. I'm giving away a Deshaun Watson out on my Twitter. So there's a lot of opportunities if you got some Texan fans out there that are looking to add to their Madden Ultimate Team.
So who is the favorite next game?
I said it from the
get-go
get-go that Millz was the favorite in this tournament. I know Wesley's the number one seed. He's the defending champ. He's back once again. But the way Millz played up in Dallas said, hey, this is one of the top 10 players here in Madden 20. Let's head over to Cecil Shorts, who's standing by with Millz.
What's up, fellas? I got Millz over here, and Millz, dominant performance from every aspect of the game. Just talk to us about what did you see, or did you know coming in, like, hey, I had an advantage?
Nah, I was going to look at how he played, but I watched like 3 plays, and I cut it off. I was like, I'm going to flood him. So that was basically it. I ain't had to prepare for him too much, honestly.
There we go. Confident guy. Well, listen, we're coming up. It's you versus Wesley. Offense versus defense. Now, if I was scheming for you, it's going to be hard because you're blitzing. You're coming every single play. What is going to be the difference moving forward? Are you confident about playing Wesley, and what can you do to confuse him?
Nothing. He ready. Trust me. He prepared. So he going to score, but as long as I get to stop when I need to, that's all that matters.
It's going to be a great matchup. Back to you guys.
Indeed. No question about it. Thank you so much, Cecil. It's been a good time hanging out with Cecil Shorts most of the day. One of the great ambassadors here for the Texans. They do such a good job putting this thing on year after year. And we got the final. Maybe we wanted. We got the final. Maybe I know certainly a lot of the community wanted. Chew Nation, ChewBacca would say differently. They were rooting on their guys coming up short against Millz, who I could play 100 games versus Millz. I would probably never get a first down. So certainly deserving to be in this final, and they're just kind of moments away. See Chewy there with his wife and his family. By the way, his son is only 1 month old. Daniel Jr. back there watching in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, very nice.
Hanging out with the in-laws. Hey, see, I mean, come on.
That's what it is.
Who's
Great time.
how can you not love this guy?
And that's what Madden's
gotta
about.
love Chewy.
Do you realize he made some scratch today?
Yep.
He got a chance to see his favorite team in the world at a private moment in the stadium.
Absolutely.
Got to bring his family and show him,
Absolutely.
hey, look, wife, mom, kids, this is what I do. This is what I do it for. You got to just love Madden. That's why we play.
Well, he certainly earned his way here, but the final is now turning towards Millz and Wesley. You got the high-powered offense of Wesley going up against the defense, Rico, of Millz.
I know it's going to sound so cliche, but I think the first drive is going to tell us how that game's going to go. If you're going to need to see how does Wesley handle that blitz, because if he can pick that blitz up and make Millz come out of that, it's going to be his ball game. But if he can't find a way to stop that blitz or slow that down, look for Millz to continue to dominate.
If you're Wesley, I'm not sure you want the ball first. I mean, for what we saw, I mean, certainly that opening drive is going to be a momentum builder. And, of course, the big goal for both of these players is San Francisco. A loss here would be devastating for either of these guys. Certainly they got goals much further past, the round of now 64.
Yeah, somebody's going to be incredibly disappointed because not only do these guys both feel like they should win the Texans club championship, they feel like they should win the entire club championship. So to have your season cut short right here now, especially with the Madden ball on the line and trying to make sure you qualify in the MCS, there is so much at stake in this game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're a Houston Texans fan out there, the one thing I can tell you is you're going to have a great Madden player representing you. No matter what happens here in the final, certainly have a chance for you guys to go all the way and have a chance to make it to the Madden Bowl, which is the top 4. So we start with 128. Of course, you start with like 70,000 people. Then you get down to 128, and then if you finish in the top 4, you punch your ticket to the Madden Bowl at the end of the year for a chance to even add more part of that over $1 million prize pool.
It's a great day's work. There's a lot of reasons why we play video games. The over $1 million prize pool is a great one.
By the way, this is my second year here, and you got some cool swag last year, and you got some cool swag this year, and I just continue to get disrespected.
Well, you got to understand, it's just a comment of how amazing your wardrobe is.
I think your thing is you show up looking terrible, that they have to put something on you.
No. What it is
that the strategy?
No. My strategy is I bring options, and then you play to the team you're in. You know what would look best? If Cecil and I were together, we needed to be your backup dancers, so we got to make sure that we're ready and we're in line.
Notes. I'm Harold Melvin.
Yes,
you guys are the Blue Notes. All right. And you see Wesley getting ready to lock in. Remember, he is 32-1 in salary cap mode, a part of this tournament right now. It's close to 98%. He wins the ball game, and he's close to really going over 40 grand. With a win here, he'll go over $40,000 in his Madden career for the youngster from Taylorsville, Georgia, who's trying to repeat his back-to-back Texas champ. Giving talk to Millz over there, and these guys have not had the opportunity to play each other a ton, with Millz being on PlayStation 4, Wesley on Xbox One.
I'm curious to ask the chat, guys, who you going with, Wesley or Millz? I don't want a 1, I don't want a 2. I want their
You're going to make
names.
them work. You got to spell it out.
I want them to spell this one out and let us know. So, wait, Cecil, who do you have as the underdog in this one?
You know what? I don't think there is the underdog. If I had to pick an underdog, I think I would go with. Oh, there's always the saying defense.
Because we know you're rooting for
right?
Offense sells tickets.
Offense sells tickets. So I would say Wesley is the underdog right now. Coming into this matchup, just because the dominant performance that Millz just displayed for us.
Even though you say you got to knock the champ out, he won last year. He was the #1 seed coming in and won his opening game 27-3.
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game.
Getting ready to go. Millz, 28 years old, from Dallas, Texas. He's now 201-85.
Wow,
that's his record. He's played a lot of salary cap games leading up to this very moment. It's the finals here from NRG Stadium here in Houston, Texas.
Let's go.
Who is going to represent the Texans out in San Francisco? December 17th through the 20th, part of the club championship presented by Snickers. And here we go. We're kicking away. And it will be Millz starting with it first. He'll be in the white uniforms.
Okay.
You know what? I was hoping maybe to see some all red. I mean, someone got to break it out.
I know, right? For me, every time I play Madden or any video game, I only play sports games, I always do the uniform change. I put my favorite uniform on.
Somebody's going to be seeing red, all right, on the way this game winds up.
Well, here we go. They'll set their audibles here with 4:58. Opening drive of the final. Deshaun Watson trying to lead the way. We'll hand it off to Jim Brown, and it's boxed up.
There we go. Ooh.
That's promising for Wesley.
We talked about Millz' blitz this whole time, but Wesley showed he has run D.
Yeah.
Defense is defense as long as it gets you that stop.
Jim Brown once again the lone back here on 2nd and 10 after the gain of nothing. The shot. Big 7-step drop, and he'll get outside the pocket. He's going to use his legs and get forced out of bounds at the 32. That'll bring up a 3rd and medium from the 32-yard line. Huge down coming up.
Is this a run or a pass?
I say pass. I think
It's such a tough question right now. The
predictable
first
if
2
you run.
plays were 50-50.
Let's see what he runs here on 3rd and 6. Little audible out. And he will hand it to Jim Brown. He's got so much room, and Dion says, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be one-on-one with Jim Brown. First down.
Did he turn his back?
He turned his back.
Did he turn his back?
No parts
Not
of
to
that.
get stiff arms.
No parts
Is it
of
that crazy?
That may go viral. No, you know they say
Seriously
Keon
though,
doesn't
did he
like to
turn
hit.
his back not to get stiff armed?
But that might not be a bad call.
1st and 10.
Another good run.
Brown up
Another
the
good
middle.
run.
And they'll mark him in plus territory at the 49. 2nd and 4.
Millz is feeling it. I think he's getting into a rhythm. He's getting excited. He's bouncing over there. Ooh-wee.
Sean here on 2nd down and the opening drive for Millz here in the final.
Good run. 30.
Scott Cole, Rico Williams, that voice you hear, Cecil Shorts the 3rd, former Texan. And here's the 3rd and 1.
Did you guys play chess growing up?
No, checkers.
This to
Connect
me
4?
is like a.
Does Connect 4 count?
I was
Connect 4
amazing.
should count. That's strategy.
This is like a chess game to me, and it's.
Oh, man, touchdown.
Jim Brown at the
Touchdown.
30, the 20. Can he get on his horse? 10,
Touchdown.
5, touchdown Millz.
Goes back to his stick work, man. We talked about it last game. His stick work is nice. Find the right hole, able to squeeze through it, and then just take off. Great first drive.
He can definitely breathe a little bit easier now
Yeah.
after getting that 7 on the board and knowing that he's about to send the dogs.
Every play.
So 7-0. Millz scores on his opening drive, and now Wesley's going to have to answer, and he'll just fall down at the 24. Millz looks like this is his destiny.
Yeah.
He's just locked in. Someone in chat said they're going to trade in their Gale Sayers and go back to Jim Brown.
I can understand why.
I'm against that as a Bears guy, but
Look at this defense.
judging by what Jim has done, why not? 1st and 10. Here come the dogs.
Picked it up well.
Luck. Escape
got him.
artist.
Wide open.
All alone
Oh,
is
my
Marvin
gosh.
Harrison,
Oh,
a
my
playmaker
gosh. We got
for
a
a
game.
touchdown.
We got a game.
Buckle up,
got a
folks.
game.
OMG. And the thing is, Wesley is not shook. He
One
said,
play.
I am here. Let's rock.
One play?
And that has to hurt if you're Millz. Because, you know, you had to work to get down there and then you broke the run. But that one-hitter quitter, wow.
One play. Picked up the blitz perfect outside the pocket and found a wide open Marvin Harris.
I think you saw how big abilities are, with the ability to escape artist with luck and then playmaker them up. You're not getting that in any stock formation. You got to make that play happen, and we're tied at 7 apiece. This game just got very interesting here early. 2 heavyweights going at it. And Jim Brown can't get past Joseph. That'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I said that first drive would be very telling, and it was on both sides of the ball. We're in for a great one.
Watson up under center. Stretches it out to Jim Brown. And Dion.
Dion had no chance. He didn't turn his back.
All he had to do was just slow him up for the help.
There you go.
That's what you had to do.
Do your job.
Able to get in the way. It'll be 3rd and 2. That is fun for no one. Coming upon 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter, 7 apiece. Can Wesley repeat as the Texans champ? Or will Millz, who was a runner-up here in Houston 2 years ago?
I thought I almost heard some house music. I thought he was about to take that.
He was close.
Jim Brown again here on 1st and 10. He'll be tripped up. Still got a yard. It was Silent Soldier in Madden 18 who beat Millz in the final as the inaugural, the first ever Texans club champion. And then Joe Rice taking that torch last year. Having a good run. I'd say so. He won 20 grand last year at the club championship. Representing the Texans. Trying to do so again. But he's going to need some stops. Jim Brown.
Good run. Oh,
and
bye-bye.
Dion.
Bye-bye. Oh. He's running this ball, man.
And he's running to whatever side Dion is back there in the safeties.
Oh.
But he tried to bring Troy over. He tried to bring Palomalu down. Couldn't make the play. Final play possibly of the quarter.
Interesting.
And we got a random timeout. Can't take them with you. So 1 timeout remaining.
If it prevents a touchdown.
I think Wesley wants him to run a play here. Knowing how big that 40-second play clock is to make him run a play that's shortened. And
Big.
Troy Palomalu
Oh.
with the interception.
Oh.
Can he get on his horse?
Oh.
Couldn't get to the outside.
And that
almost
timeout
broke
was
away.
huge.
And we said the timeout.
That timeout was huge.
If it prevents a touchdown, I said it was great. Not only did it, he got the turnover to go with it. Right now, he is swagging so much on the inside. Wesley is pumped up right now.
The INT by Troy Palomalu gives him a 1st and 10 at the 42. Escape artist time. And Luck will gain a yard. But that's what you got to do. You know that blitz is coming off the left edge.
Yeah, but I think
You got to block right and try to get outside.
I think he brought that sack on himself, though. The O-line did a good job of picking it up, and then he kind of ran himself into that sack. Again, he has time.
Oh,
There
wow.
you go. Good play.
Getting sticky.
Throw it
and
away.
then just sends it out of bounds.
We got
but
a
Millz
ball game. We got a ball game.
And this is what I mean. They are going back and forth, making these adjustments. This is high-level Madden.
This is fun.
We'll have another giveaway coming up in the second half at HoustonTexans.com/Madden. Make sure you head out there. We'll let Rico give away the keyword in the second half.
I feel so special.
Luck throws it into coverage and it's picked off
I felt like he forced that one.
by the salary cap god.
Oh, I felt like he forced that.
Oh,
And
he's
he's
gonna
going to score! He's going to score! He's going to score! Oh, that's big!
Millz!
Oh, that's big!
Apke!
Did you see this?
Oh, that's big! Going back to what you say? Stick work.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Millz said, "You will know my name, the King of Texas."
I felt like he forced that one. He had room in front of him to run. Just take what they give you. You got Andrew Luck who can move. Get up the field. Get what you can.
He was feeling himself from that pick.
He was.
And he thought he could get away with that one. Tried to do a little bit too much. And look at Millz' faculty. Jody is going crazy.
Oh, man.
Huge pick six.
Wow.
And now momentum back with Millz. And Wesley gonna have to put that behind him.
I watched Arizona. We watched Arizona. We watched T. Davis and Voltreg's going out. But this Millz Wesley game is everything we wanted and a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
14-7 now after the huge turnover. Luck just has to throw it away. mean, what do? You're 1 for 4 for 76 yards and a touchdown. And that's the gamble. He's going to bring the house.
Yeah.
And maybe you get somebody free downfield.
And you got to guess right.
Luck has time this time.
There you go. You got time. There
Drags
you go.
it underneath. There's Randy Moss. Makes a man miss.
It's a good play.
Dion will pull him down to the 37-yard line. First down.
Man, there is nothing behind that blitz.
There you see his guy.
Oh, everybody knows.
Got to bring your crew. Bandana on tight for the man from D-Town.
Oh, you got time. Take off. There you go.
And
learn from your mistake. There you go. There you go.
Silent Soldier, I told you, he won in Madden 18. He was also from Texas. So Millz trying to bring the Texas Club Championship back to the state of Texas for the man from Dallas.
Man coverage everywhere.
Luck. And Ryan Shazier, the speedster, will force him out of bounds at the 43.
They say everything's bigger than Texas. Well, so is the stage and the spotlight right now. These two dudes are beefing.
Hey, are screenplays too predictable in Madden?
You know, that's not the move.
It's not the move. Okay,
They say
just
that,
wanted to make sure. That's why I wanted to ask.
The
You see
kid,
that heat coming? You see all that coming? They got lime. They're clicking on the lineman, grabbing that screen,
And taking it to the house. Gotcha.
even RPOs, which they've added this year, which has been a welcome thing in Madden 20, are very risky at this level.
Got time.
Luck.
Nice.
Out to Marvin Harrison. Another Syracuse alum will take it to the 24.
Millz is going to have to figure out something behind that blitz.
Yeah.
Just because once that blitz gets picked up, there is no coverage out there.
Just
He has
man on
me,
man.
Cole, and you out. Well, he has the one good one on you. He has me, Cole out there playing coverage. And it's not going to get it done.
Someone in chat said, King Phenom says, I need to add escape artist to my quarterback. You would be correct.
Yeah. Must have.
It's especially when you're facing a blitz like this with 2:24 to go. 1st and 10 at the 24.
Got to be smart here. And manage that clock. Look at the
Yeah,
clock.
I mean, Wesley will get the ball at the half. So if you could double dip the chip here, that's what you need.
Good
Wide
play.
open Tyreek.
Oh, take
Makes
off.
a man miss by
Go.
a juke. And be brought down at the 5-yard
nice.
line, and that'll be the 2-minute warning.
That's probably the best thing that could have happened for Wesley not scoring there. He's going to allow him to milk the clock a little bit.
Yep.
Because you don't want to give Millz a chance to break another run.
Millz will call a timeout, so he will not hit the 2-minute warning. He wants plenty of time, and all this
Smart timeout
is
by
because
him.
of the 40-second play clock.
Yeah.
It makes you do things that maybe in traditional football are a bit out of the ordinary, but you need all that time.
Out formation to Randy.
Stretch play, Randy Moss.
Falling forward. Okay.
Look at Randy dragging him,
You see
giving
him?
a whole new definition to getting mossed.
Randy Moss, the former Irish Seminole Mountaineer, Rand
Randy.
University. Randy Dandy Moss.
Thundering herd.
Probably the reason Chad Pennington made it to the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
14-7.
So you guys just try to find different ways to bring up my Jets
I'm
failure?
sorry. I seen that.
Is that-
I seen that.
Let's
I'm
see
sorry.
if we can backdoor the Jet failure. Yeah.
Hey, Marshall came to Clemson one time. Beat the Tigers 10-6. Chad Pennington was the winning quarterback, so I don't have anything to say. And
sure. Oh, fourth down.
He
Fourth
went
down.
down at the 1. Now 4th and goal from the 1. Well, what do you do if you're Wesley here?
Do not call quarterback sneak.
Chat, what are you doing? You going for it?
Scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make
Remember,
money.
Millz said all he needed was one stop. He said when he got that stop he needed.
Wesley will hand it off. And
Oh, he's got it.
get
Oh,
touchdown.
Oh,
That could have been the game.
Look at Jody. He is sick.
that was
Team
big.
Millz can't believe it.
That was big. That was big.
Stat flown
That was
in by
big.
Donnie Moore. StatStar says, out of the 128 players that are in the club championship, Wesley is last in rushing offense. Going up against Millz, who averages almost 8 yards a carry. So we're tied 14-14 with 1:44 to go.
See what Millz can do here. A minute 44.
This is a big minute 44 seconds.
And you can't let Wesley get the ball back here and do
can't.
something because he gets the ball back at all the momentum could switch in this game depending on how this ends.
I think Wesley figured out something. I think he's figured out if you can stop that front, stop that pressure, you got man coverage in the back end and you can make some plays.
Got to go to the air here. Watson, check it down to Jim Brown and Palomalu.
First down, got to bounce.
Force him out to the 43, right? So they'll stop the clock. 73 seconds to go here in the first half of the final. Winner goes to San Francisco. Be part of the club championship presented by Snickers. Try to win part of that $703,000 prize pool. Watson gets to the outside and he'll just step out of the 47. No timeouts for either competitor.
Leave it all in the field. You can't bring it with you, as you said earlier.
I like when someone says in chat, B was wide open. That gets me so triggered.
Uh-oh, here it goes.
Jim Brown.
Now, you want to talk about great stick work. That was great stick work on Wesley's part, not getting shook, holding his standing his ground, and being able to make that tackle. He prevented 7.
Remember, no timeout, so clock on the move. 38 seconds to go now.
Call the play, call the play, call the play.
Trying to get in field goal range. Salary cap, you don't spend a lot of salary on those kickers. And you can see, one animation I do know is Jim Brown breathing heavy back there. You can see him.
What's going on?
He's going to take the delay of game.
Something's going on.
It looked like he was having trouble snapping the ball. He was trying to get Chow's attention.
And here comes Justin Chow. Former Madden player back in the day, been with EA for a long time, and has pretty much seen every situation a couple hundred times.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Of course, they'll discuss it over here with, I believe, 27 seconds to go. Yeah, we'll see if Wesley goes off sides here, just to reset this thing back up. Millz shaking his head. Not sure the decision made. All we know is there's 21 seconds to go. Clock stopped. And he did decline the penalty, so it's still 1st and 10, but you lost all that clock.
Oh.
And he's just going to throw down.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Hey.
A
Hey. That is huge. Who gets the ball at half?
Wesley.
Wesley gets the ball at half.
That's why I needed to make sure he did something here.
That was
now,
huge.
When you want to talk about high-level Madden, the ability to stay focused after you couldn't hike that play, lost all that time, and call that play, and then convert it right there is why these guys are playing for all this money and other people aren't.
5 plays, 68 yards. Took him 90 seconds for the score. And this is going to be a high kick. Taken by Atkins, who just laid down at the 24. And Wesley might take this one into the locker room.
You have to. You got to regroup, get yourselves back together, get the troops back together. You got to love the chat saying, ball don't lie.
Yeah, couldn't snap it on the previous play, and then
there you go.
Hits him with a dot. Post play for the touchdown. He'll go to the air. Look at that coverage. Everybody in coverage. It's a 2-man rush. And Luck will get to the 35. So final play of the half.
We are getting our money's worth here today, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
When's the last time you saw Millz put up 21 in a big game? I know he just went off for 34 against Chewy, but the guy known for his defense is a deep ball. We're going to be
This is it right here. This is it.
Did you just
Let's
see that?
go. Let's go.
It's 20-21. Here's the extra point.
Go.
It's up and it's good. And at the half, 21 all after the bomb.
You thought it couldn't get better than the action we see here. We talked about all this defense and stopping the run. It is a shootout.
It is a shootout. It
Moss living up to his name as tied us at 21. And now he got a chance to go Seinfeld action. Double dip the chip.
Yeah.
Score before the half and get one right here.
That was huge.
The chat came back. All the Wesley supporters are saying, ball don't lie.
Told you there would be a giveaway. You want to head out to HoustonTexans.com/Madden. Enrico's got your keyword.
Merciless.
Big sack. Big sack.
M-E-R-C-I-L-U-S. Merciless.
There you go. You get that core item, J.J. Watt. We're giving away exactly 500 J.J. Watts if you head out there to the website.
Another sack.
Can you believe that first half? Absolutely legendary. People in chat spelling it out to help out your it's a fumble! Picked up by the big fella, Jensen. That could have been the game.
Yeah.
4th and 25, you got to punt it away.
Now here's the question. It was 3rd and 29 or 25, and he still sent the house.
Yeah.
Risky play, but you see it paid off.
He had a safety in the first game. He was trying to make it another one, but what a stop after the bomb that you give up before the half. Cecil, you come out, and it's a 3 and out.
These guys are playing at an extremely high level right now. Back and forth, back and forth. It's going to come down to whoever gets the last possession of the game, it seems like.
Great tackle.
13 carries for 133 yards for Jim Brown. We've had a pick 6 in this game. It's been nothing but highlights. Knotted up at 21 apiece. Scott Cole, Rico Williams, Cecil Shorts. Here coming to you live from NRG. And a big 3rd and 2 incoming. That 3 and out was gigantic. Watson landed off a huge hit stick. Buckle up, 4th and 1.
Here we go. Here we
These
go.
boys are leaving it all on the field here.
I love
now, do you try to throw the ball and then run with your quarterback? Do you take the chance to run the ball, having it blown up in the backfield? What's your call here, Cecil?
Bread and butter, give it to Jim Brown.
Scotty?
Tote gang. Gotta let them tote the rock here on 4th and 1. Up the gut, first down and more.
Got him. Bread and butter.
15 carries now for 136, but most importantly, a new set of downs. Clock on the move. He is chewing that clock here in the 3rd. Hands it off to Brown again, and Troy Polamalu, the hair and all, comes up with a hit. Long hair, don't care. Second and 8. 75 seconds left here in the 3rd. Winner goes to San Francisco. Representing the Texans, and wide open is Marvin Harrison.
Great play, man. Great play.
Corner route for the touchdown, Millz.
Great play. Great job running the ball, getting what you can, and then setting them up with a pass. Great 3rd down stop that leads to this. That 3 and out coming out the half. Oh, man.
You got those safeties so focused on the running game.
Yep. Yep.
And then you hit him with a corner route. Brutal against the cover 3.
This is where we're going to get a chance to see what type of player Wesley is. Everything is going against him right now, but he's been in this position before. He knows he needs 7. He cannot afford to not keep up.
Yeah.
Down a score. Second possession of the second half. Remember, coming off a 3 and out for Wesley. Luck gets to the outside. Buys the time, and then he'll use his legs.
There you go. Don't force that thing.
Last time that happened, Millz clicked in, and that's how he gave up that big bomb. This time he says, no, you can run it as much as you want with Luck. We're not going to let you playmaker up.
Is Wesley going to be patient enough to continue to take that, what the defense is giving him, or is he going to try to force it?
Let's see.
Luck goes the other way this time. And Smith will force him out of bounds. at the 35. Excuse me, at the 44. 35 ticks remaining here in the third. This game might come down to a turnover.
Oh, just put that 6 out there.
Oh, got him. Good play.
And great possession catch at the 36-yard line. Now 6 of 9. Remember, he started off 1 of 4.
Fourth quarter. Fourth quarter. Put your fours up, baby.
Season's got his fours up.
Put your
We're in
fours
the
up.
building and we're feeling ourselves here at NRG. What a Saturday it has been.
Yeah.
And Wesley, trailing by a touchdown, is on the move. Luck, clean pocket, and just has to throw it away.
Smart.
Millz has mixed it up. I mean, he's brought 7 sometimes, but then he's been not afraid to play some coverage. Harrison in motion. Luck. Low throw. Marvin gets up.
Wow.
Maybe got another yard. And here's 3rd and 2. Field goal is not going to do it. That ain't it, Chief. Need to keep moving the football here. Luck. Looking, firing,
Nice.
wide open is Tyreek, looking for the pylon, but forced out at the 3. 1st and goal here for Wesley.
I don't like Millz not bringing the pressure anymore. I think when you sit back and you drop 6 in coverage, you drop 7 in coverage, that falls into what Wesley does well.
Couldn't agree more. You got to keep him uncomfortable.
Gonna line it up in the eye. Randy Moss will dot it.
Doesn't that just sound funny?
And he'll hand it to Randy Moss.
Big hit, big hit.
And Mr. Smith, the former Florida State Seminole, will come up and, excuse me, that was Ryan Shazier. He came up with a hit. There's a lot of 50s running around out there. 2nd and goal from the 4.
Wesley needs 7. He has to be a little nervous here. And the longer he takes, the less chance he has of getting that ball back when Millz takes over.
And they'll hand it to Randy. And he'll carry a few to the 3.
What do you do here? From what we've seen the last 2 games, Wesley has ran the ball inside the 5. Does he continue to do that with Randy, or does he spread it out and pass?
He's going to pass that ball, look for that low pass that he threw the last time against him.
Yeah, a little hitch route to Tyreek Hill, but he's not in that formation here on 3rd and goal.
Uh-oh.
He's just hoping Randy can break a tackle. And he'll go back to it again, and Randy Moss pushing his way for a touchdown! Wesley on the back of Randy Moss.
Look at Jody Breeze.
Has tied us up at 28 apiece.
Jody looks sick right now. He knew if Millz could have held the door, Wesley was going to be nervous. He might have even taken 3. He might have given you, but right now, it's all on Millz. Is this the last drive of the game?
Could be.
Something tells me no, no matter what happens.
Well, yeah. What? Last time he had 14 seconds and figured out a way to score before the half. So, who knows?
You cannot let him get in the field goal range because he might clock you out. 28-28, another stretch. Jim Brown stumbling, bumbling. It's free. Outside the numbers.
Wow.
And he will take it in for the score.
Wow.
Millz back on top.
Still a lot of time left in the game, though.
Yeah, something had to go in his head. There's too much time for me to lay down and clock this out. I got to just take it in.
Yeah.
And he retakes the lead, 35-28.
Jody Breeze got all of his swag back. He is pulling out every dance he has.
Well, I was warning Cecil we might see some low scoring based on what we saw in Arizona. Forget about it. 35-28, 3 minutes to go for Wesley.
So there was some rumors, Scott, about people only running the ball and it being low scoring and boring. Where did that happen? Where do they do that at?
That's out the window today.
I think that's the Farrell's curse. I don't want to put out on my man
Oh,
Farrells.
there it goes. That pressure.
So if you're putting the curse on Farrells, Does that mean I'm the good luck, or Cease is the good luck, or you're the good luck?
It's not me, I can tell you. It ain't me. We might have to take Cecil to every event for the remainder of the season. 2nd and 16.
That time.
Luck gets free. Throws it to the sideline, and Marvin picks up the first down.
That pocket presence is phenomenal.
It's nice for James Harden to come out and watch a few of these. Is that not James?
Yeah, you thought James Harden? I thought, did you see the Halloween, like the lion masks that the little kids wearing?
And there's Harrison. Of course, the Rockets up in Brooklyn. 35-28. Motion for Harrison. Luck can pick up the first down, and he will.
There it is.
Mills can't believe it. He thought he had him.
2 minute warrants.
Boy, look at that pursuit. Clock stopped, 2 minutes to go. Ball at the 46. Field goal won't do it.
Now, back in the old school days, we score at the end of this game. We go for 2, depending on how time's left. Do they go for 2 here? Because you know you have trouble stopping people?
You got to get there first. Luck gets caught up on his lineman. And a lot of chat's asking for a fumble. We've already seen Luck fumble it a few times. Hasn't cost him yet. But certainly a turnover here would be GG's. Luck, 2nd and 13, rolling to the left. And he'll pick up a few. Out to the 44. That brings a 3rd and 8. A lot more manageable. Luck. Throwing, low throw, and that'll pick up the first down.
It's a tough way to make a living, though. He threw that.
You like the matchup, though. Marvin Harrison on a linebacker to pick up the first down. Luck. Time again. Another throw to Marvin. 58 seconds to go now. Getting close to the red zone. Trailing by a touchdown. And that man right there, Mills, is trying to hold on with a 7-point lead.
Wesley doing an excellent job. Oh, he's doing an excellent job throwing the ball at low and accurate.
Mills said he needed that one stop. Could this be it?
That sack was huge because of the runoff. We're down to 32 seconds. What a pass to Moss at the 3.
Big play.
Timeout, 1 remaining. We're going to have 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Chad, are you going for 2 if you're Wesley and you score? Or are you kicking it and hoping for the best in overtime?
A 1 if you're kicking the extra point, 2 for 2. He's got to get in there first.
He on the 3. Randy
Here
Moss
we go.
touches it again.
He'll put it outside to Randy Moss.
He gets in?
And he's in there. Decision time.
He's kicking that extra point so quick.
Yeah.
Mills would have went for 2. Wesley's kicking it.
And it's up and it's good. 35 apiece. And this is a big ball game. This is close to a $4,000 game of Madden. Each of these guys have won $2,750 so far. A win here would put you at $6,500. And of course, in the top 32 with a chance to double up from there. 1st and 10, 22 seconds to go. Could we have a last-second field goal? And Troy Polamalu will hold on for dear life. Timeout, Mills.
You got to watch those timeouts. Oh, man. 17 seconds. Can he get it done?
Brown to the outside, and there is a stiff arm. He's off to the races. Still on his feet and taken out of the 16-yard line. 262 yards on the ground, and that was the biggest run of them all. And it looks like Mills is a field goal away from making his 4th appearance in an EA major.
I felt like Millz could have scored if he would have just kept straight, but now he has to worry
Ice
about
the kicker time.
Ice the kicker. Did he make it?
Is up, and
he
it
nailed it.
is good, and there will be 2 ticks on the clock, and Wesley can't believe he let Jim Brown get loose. What a game. 38-35, Millz back on top with a field goal. And he knows he's just going to kick a squibber here, and it doesn't matter. 1 second to go. You need some theatrics here. Just a little pooch kick, and he'll have to go 70 yards. And you can see the 3-man deep. Gonna need a miracle, some Madden magic for the champ to repeat. Millz 1 second away from moving on. Luck will scramble, and he's gonna throw it toward the end zone. And it's picked off. And Millz is gonna be your Texans club champion. What a ball game, Rico.
Wow, that was everything we could have asked for and then some. Came down to the last play. What a great game. Both of these guys, you got to tip your hat to them. Wesley, J. Millz, both great players. Wow.
I told you, I felt like he was the favorite coming into this thing. Laser focused throughout this, and Wesley still can't believe it. Got down early, a 3-and-out coming out of the locker room. I thought was a huge part of that game after Wesley had the bomb before the half. He was just playing catch-up from there on out.
A lot of people are going to talk about it coming down to that last run that Jim Brown broke. But I think you're absolutely correct. That 3-and-out to start the half is what really, really changed the momentum there.
We had some turnovers. We had a pick six.
Oh,
Wesley comes down and inches his way in the end zone to tie us at 35, but that long run, Jim Brown with 262 yards on the ground, including that big loss run. And if you don't have a Jim Brown, you want to make sure you go out there and get you one, because he certainly was a difference here in Houston.
It's funny because, you talked about how amazing Bo Jackson was in Arizona, and now you see Jim Brown here in Houston. It's a coin toss, really. It all just depends on your scheme and how you want to arrange your cap. But both of these guys showed that you can mix it up. We saw some passing. We saw some running. We saw some great defensive plays. We saw some incredibly creative defensive stops as well. Just high-level Madden, great time. It's a shame somebody had to lose.
The funny thing was when Millz got forced to pass, he completed a high number of his passes, including one for a touchdown to Marvin Harrison. So certainly he proves that he could do it either way. And we've said for a long time, if Millz can put some offense to go with that defense, he's going to be scary. And, of course, he's now the Texans Club Championship. He'll be in San Francisco.
Yeah, Tim, he'll be out there, and he's going to be a tough out. Nobody is going to want to see him in that first round.
AFC South?
Yes, they're like, oh,
all those guys that they're going to have to, oh, man, we're going to have to go through Millz to get out of the AFC South when we get out of there. You're cruising for a bruising when you're taking on that guy right now. And, of course, Cecil Shorts is standing by with your champ.
What's going on, fellas? Millz, first off, congratulations. You're going to San Francisco representing Houston Texans. How excited are you right now?
Excited, but I'm not really happy. I just expected to win. Honestly, I just want the first place, and that's it. So
there you go. Somebody that's been there and done that before. Now, back and forth game. It was something we all got excited for. I was talking to the cheerleaders. They were like, that was a really good game. Did you expect the game to be like that and that last run by Jim Brown? Talk to me about that.
Oh, that was luck. I knew the game was gonna be like that because he's good. He's a good player. So I knew I was gonna score on him, and I knew he would score on me. A touchdown before half was kind of me being a playmaker. I'm so used to trying to score on defense that I know if I would have picked it off, I would have had a chance to run it back. So that's just my nature. So if it weren't for that, the game wouldn't have been that close because I probably would have scored again. But it's cool. It's cool.
I love your confidence. Now, talk to me about, I don't know if it's a glitch that happened in the game, but what happened when you had to pause and you couldn't snap, but you still had your adversity. You still held and you ended up scoring anyway, but what happened on that play?
Like if you hot route too fast, it'll just lock up the whole game or lock up. So I lost 40 seconds, on the thing. So and I didn't have no timeout, so I really only had basically one play. So I was real mad about that, but I ended up seeing dude wide open, so it is what it is.
Well, congratulations. You're going to represent the Houston Texans and handle business, brother. Back to you guys.
So much, Cecil. Yeah, there's Millz, your Texans club champion, and they've had a different winner each and every year. Silent Soldier, Joe Rice, now who's Wesley. Maybe he needs to go back to Joe Rice. I don't know. And now you got our guy Millz here to represent. What's your final thoughts here from Houston?
That Madden is amazing. You hear people talk every year. Some people say, hey, I love this about the game. I don't like this about the game. This works well. This doesn't work well. But you see that everybody came out. Everybody had a phenomenal time. Wrath had his first live event, got a taste of the big stage, wants to come back. Chewy fulfilled a lifelong dream, was able to bring his friends, family out, the kids, and then Millz and Wesley put on a show in that championship game. And just to think, single elimination, San Francisco, it's only going to get better.
Well, we had some giveaways. Make sure you head out once again to HoustonTexans.com/Madden. Enter one of our 3 keywords that we had. If you don't know them, you could probably ask someone in chat. Hopkins, football, and then Merciless to win that Core Elite J.J. Watt item. And of course, we're all leading down to this road to the club championship presented by Snickers. We talked about that huge $703,000 prize pool. Millz is going to have an opportunity to represent the Texans. Get out and do that. That all takes place December 17th through the 20th out in San Francisco. Each and every team will have someone. They are representing themselves at the Madden NFL 20 Club Championship. And we have 2 so far, 2 of the 32, as Volterax will represent the Cardinals, Millz will represent the Texans, and then, of course, next week, next Thursday, in fact, we start some of these other competitions coming through. The AFC and the NFC, and of course the Cowboys the next weekend. You can go out there on the website, make sure you see all that kind of stuff. For everyone here, Rico Williams, Cecil Shorts III, thank you so much for their hospitality here in Houston. What a great place, great organization, and we had nothing but fun out here. And what a game. Cecil, you got any final thoughts?
You know what? I was very impressed, man. This just to see the final game and 2 of the best in the country going head to head. And no matter what you're doing, whether it's a sport, whatever case, to see 2 pros go at it and to go back and forth like that game was, you couldn't ask for a better game.
Think Millz can make a run out there in San Francisco?
Absolutely. You're going to have to deal with that blitz. You're going to have to make sure you know how to pick it up, have an answer for it, and then you have to do it consistently all game, because one tipped pass or one pick can turn the whole momentum around.
Well, once again, we want to thank the whole crew, everyone at EA Sports, and of course you out there watching here on a Saturday. We will see you next Thursday out live from San Francisco. Be bringing so much stuff for you throughout these next 2 months. If you're a Madden fan, sit tight. Here's some of the great highlights throughout the day. We'll see you next time here at the Club Championship presented by Snickers.
it.